Hi, I'm Emmett Miller. These are the stories from the streets of Torrance, the incidents you won't see on the news or hear about on the radio. This is a chance for you to see the great work being done every day by the men and women of the Torrance Police Department. So buckle up as we take you on a ride along. This is Torrance Police, and you're in the passenger seat.
I was driving in the area. I was on patrol for a day watch shift, which starts at 6 a.m. and I was in the area of PCH and Crenshaw. I saw a vehicle that to me looked a little suspicious, just the way he was driving, kind of swerving around, driving a little too fast. The windows were heavily tinted, so it caught my attention, and I just turned around and ran the license plate. After I ran the license plate, it came up on my screen as a wanted vehicle, so at that point, after checking my screen, he had sort of gained some ground on me, and I had to drive to catch up to him and confirm that that was the same license plate. The Sheriff's Department had just put in a want for that vehicle for assault with a deadly weapon suspect. They specified the vehicle, that it was a four-door. They specified the color, the make, the model, and that the windows were tinted. So I checked a couple times to make sure that that was the correct plate and the correct vehicle that I was looking at. By the time that I actually caught up to him, I think he might have realized that I was kind of onto him. The way he was driving, he slowed down, pulled off to the right, and then even before I turned my lights on, he pulled into the parking lot of a restaurant. He's an armed and dangerous suspect, which is what they listed him as, the Sheriff's Department. And ideally, it would be nice to have other officers present before the traffic stop was conducted, but the way he kind of realized that I was behind him, he just pulled into a parking lot. There's either going to surrender or there was going to be a situation which I didn't know what. So mentally just kind of going with it as it was flowing and preparing myself. And I think we both just sort of jumped out of the car at the same time, because I was preparing to do a felony stop, obviously based on the information that I had, and he just jumped out of the car with his hands up.
Hands out of the vehicle. Hands out. Get on the ground! I got him at gunpoint. PCH, Pennsylvania.
PCH in Pennsylvania, 1 at gunpoint. Units response 03.
I think just prior to him jumping out of the car was the only time where I felt a little unsure. The fact that he was willing to give up and he complied and jumped right on the ground was good. And the only other thing in my mind at that time is I just asked him if there was anybody else in the car a couple times.
How many people are in the car? Just you? Is there anybody else in the car?
Unfortunately, the windows were tinted in this case, so a little bit of a risk, obviously, and you're sort of taking him as his word that there was nobody else in the vehicle. But we did things according to our procedure, as safe as we could.
You guys want to pull him towards you? We'll cover the car from here. Just have him get up and walk towards you. You guys cover.
Listen to me right now, all right? Get up to your knees slowly. Get up to your knees slowly. Okay, from there, put your hands in the air. In the air. Now stand up to your feet. Walk backwards to my voice. Keep walking back. Keep walking back. Feet on the back.
In the process of clearing the car, we approached it from one side, 3 officers, and just opened the doors one at a time, starting with the rear door, and there it was, just laying across the rear seat of the vehicle was an AK-47. You could see the magazine was inserted.
Good. And look at that.
things definitely, as any law enforcement officer knows, are not always what they appear or what you may think. You just have to keep, I think, just do what you think is safe and what you know to be right, and keep yourself and your other officers safe. But certainly that's not what I was thinking. I was looking for another person in the car, and we just happened to come across a loaded assault rifle. So we're just glad that he decided to jump out of the car with his hands up instead of jumping out of the car with the weapon, obviously.
Six two. There's one.
Took the magazine out and could see that it was loaded with ammunition, and there was a round in the chamber as well. So an automatic weapon with those kind of rounds and put all of us at a severe disadvantage, not just myself, but other officers that arrived on scene. It's very dangerous, and like I said before, I'm just glad that he did what he did for whatever reason, decided to surrender and not engage, and we're all very lucky for that. There are a lot of great arrests and officers here in Torrance. We obviously don't release too much information, especially cases are ongoing, investigations are ongoing. We can't just put out too much information, but just on your day-to-day patrol activity, it's pretty amazing when you add it all up and see what's done on a weekly or monthly basis. The narcotics, the weapons that are taken off the street, suspects who are arrested for burglaries, who are attempting burglaries and all that. Just a total team effort from the officers on patrol, getting intel from detectives and vice versa. So there are a lot of great arrests being made, and officers keeping their fingers in the flood, trying to keep crime out. It's pretty impressive.
Many of our residents are likely unaware of the dangers our officers face on a daily basis. Fortunately, this traffic stop ended without incident. Thanks for joining us. Don't miss the next episode of In the Passenger Seat.